Angry Bears Fan Podcast, episode 134. Like, follow, subscribe. Big game, interesting game. Bears lose 42-38. Was a shootout. We left our defense in Chicago, unfortunately. Um, it started off good, pick six to start the game. Um,
First
and
play of the
then,
game.
and then after that, it was kind of downhill for the defense. Offense, on the other hand, looked great. Caleb had 330 yards, two touchdowns. Luther Burden really got going. Um, yeah, it was an exciting game. I don't like to say moral victories, but we are named the Angry Bears Fan Podcast. But I just don't feel that angry after the game. I was disappointed in the defensive effort, but the team just keeps getting better and better. And even in losses, where you know what I mean, right at the doorstep, one play away from
Yeah.
winning the game.
Yeah, we're competing and it happened again. Came down to the last play essentially.
Literally,
I was texting you throughout the game and I just kept saying this defense is fucking Swiss cheese. It's I don't get it. Injuries are one thing, but when you spend as much money as we have on the defense and for the defense to be this bad, it's just, I mean, Jaquan Brisker is gone after this year. I feel like he hasn't really proven anything.
yeah, we wouldn't
You know
miss
what
him
I'm saying?
though.
He's a leverage or he's a liability in coverage. I know we all like Nashawn Wright because of the turnovers he's created, but he is horrible in pass coverage. Um, I mean, I know that the turnovers have kind of covered up his weakness in the pass game in terms of defending, but he's not good. Um, the defensive line, where was Montez Sweat all fucking night long? He's the highest paid guy on the defense, and he was non-existent. Austin Booker's been playing great. He's got a
Yes,
high motor. He's a good rotational piece, but he's a solid number two opposite a superstar. But
he's not very good
Montez
at
Sweat,
run, but yes, you put him out there in passing situations, and he at least makes the quarterback move around and adjust. He's not
TJ
getting home.
Edwards looked slow. Edmonds looked lost. Jalen Johnson looks like he doesn't want to be on the fucking football field. I don't know where to start with the defense. Like you said, it was
It was a
fucking
bad game.
hot garbage
To
all
and for a
day
precursor,
long.
I don't know if necessarily what players and exactly who, but there was a flu going around on the Bears. Maybe it was mainly on the defense because I mean we haven't been great all year. Obviously, we're a bottom five defense when it comes to yards and points given up, but we usually play with a little more intensity than that, a little more effort. Untimely. I didn't like the call. I guess it really was by the rule, but the hands to the face took away an interception in the red zone, which probably would have turned the tides of the game. But that's just how it goes. But yeah, the defense, like you said, just terrible. Montez Sweat, non-existent. Booker looked good, but he's terrible in the run game. Grady Jarrett, nothing. Billings,
Jalen
just
Johnson doesn't want to tackle either.
yeah,
I don't know if you've watched it back a little bit. He makes no effort to tackle the ball carrier at all. It's like he's making business. He already got paid, motherfucker. You don't
yeah,
need to sit there and make fucking business decisions. You've already got the bag. Go out there and make a fucking tackle.
yes.
This shit is embarrassing to
Like you said,
watch.
T.J. Edwards. I mean, it was a bad game for him. He's not really a coverage linebacker, and he was getting put in a lot of compromising situations. But all in all, just a bad effort by everybody on the defense. Bad play calling, bad game plan we had going out against them, and just lack of effort all around. Luckily for them, the offense came to play. We marched up and down the field all game. Luther Burden played well. Colson Loveland again. Those two. Um, I myself was skeptical of the picks, even though I was high on Loveland, and I was always team he was better than Tyler Warren, and it seems that has come to fruition. I mean, Tyler Warren lost his quarterback, but Colton Loveland's the baller. But they're two of the best rookie receivers.
Yeah, we
Um,
talked about it a couple weeks ago. They're the
yeah,
only two that have an 80 plus grade on PFF, and I know PFF really isn't like the end all
yeah,
be all of grades, but that's still pretty impressive when you have
yeah.
two of your, you know what I'm saying, two of your top rookies. And I'll as much as has been going on, it's still fun to say that Luther Burden, who was picked in the second round, has more catches, yards, and touchdowns than Green Bay's first round pick, Matthew Golden. That's always
Oh
fun to
yeah,
say,
yeah,
regardless.
yes.
Um,
I mean, he's got more catches and yards than almost every receiver except for Abuka at this point. And he's only
Tet McMillan.
but I was going to say he's only played. What do they? What does he miss? 5 games, Luther Burden. 4 or 5 games he's
Well,
missed
yeah,
already.
he's only really been involved in the offense for a little bit. And dude, I want to see more Jade Walker. Whenever he's on the field, good things happen, and it looks like him and Caleb have really developed something in terms of, you know what I'm saying. Even that last ball, just I mean, it's a game of inches, man. That last play of the game, you know what I'm saying. It was so close to that ball. He was carted off the field. He was just exhausted. It was a quad injury, but he spoke to the press after the game, so he's going to be fine. First injury report for this week won't come out until tomorrow anyway. But going back to the game a little bit, man, it's just I'm not gonna say it's disheartening because it was encouraging. How many games? Well, I mean, we got our fucking backs blown out by the 49ers last year. You know what I'm saying? So to see us come, this year and go on the road and lose because of a last second play again, 42-38. It is encouraging, especially because now, going into the playoffs, we're for real. You know what I'm saying? We're a legit tough team for other teams to play the playoffs. Right now, we still have the number 2 seed. We have to win against Detroit, which we'll talk about here in a bit, for the number 2 seed. We'll go through the seeding scenarios and everything else like that. But give me your 3 good takeaways from this game against San Francisco.
I mean, that's all the offense. Caleb is just really every week he's getting better and better. Uh, Off the line, outside of that last play of the game, I mean, we really talk about it, but to me, what really fucked up on the last play of the game is they only rushed 3 people, and 3 of our linemen didn't block one guy and let him get right at Caleb, and it really blew the game up because DJ was open on the one side of the field, but Caleb had to roll the other way because that guy instantly got it. Just a bad play by our offensive line that's been great all year, and that I think that it's just a lot of people are saying Caleb should have hit this person or that person, but me, that what jumped out to me immediately was at first I saw the pressure. You don't realize how many people are rushing in the midst of the game, but I've seen the replay 100 times now, and literally they send 2 or 3 guys, and it's our center, left tackle, left guard against one defensive end, and he blows right by Ozzy.
Well, a
And
lot of that too is the play call was late getting in. They
yeah,
rushed to the line. They couldn't get set, and they had to snap the ball quick, fast, in a hurry. Otherwise, they were going to take a delay game, and the game was going to be over anyway.
yeah,
So they kind of, you know what I'm saying? They were kind of in a rush on
yeah.
it.
I
But
know it's
yeah,
just, but I know we are talking about good, but O line was great. Offense looked good. Loveland, Burden, just amazing. Um, and just the resiliency of the team to know that we're going to go out there and win. And we did make the 49ers punt for the first time in a month, so
yeah,
that was
yeah.
good. But
And the pick six, very first play of the game. I,
yes,
I thought at that time, I was like, all right, defense is here to show up, and
yes,
I was wrong.
we
I
all were.
was wrong. Yeah, Caleb played great. That free play was so Aaron Rodgers-esque. And I know that's his idol. He looked up to Aaron Rodgers growing up and stuff like that. He kind of wanted to, be like him when he got into the league. But that was great awareness by Colson Loveland and Caleb Williams as well. Caleb rolling right. Colson took off. As soon as that ball was snapped, beautiful throw, made a lot of beautiful throws. The Colson Loveland catch in the fourth quarter on that last drive down the sideline, perfect throw, great route. It was a wheel route. It was perfectly executed. Um, I mean, the future's bright for this offense. The future's bright for Caleb. He's really stepped up big, like you were saying. The run game still over 5 yards a carry. DeAndre Swift 2 touchdowns, average 6 yards a carry. Munungai average 4.8. He should have had a touchdown. I don't understand how, as much as we love Kyle Munungai, all he had to do was make one cut and he was gone. He like juked back into the defender. I'm sitting there. I'm like, how, dude, I could have ran past that and got an angle. I would have been chased down, but you know what I'm saying? Like you juked right back into the guy. But that's here nor there. The running game was still good. That very first play of the game was great. The rest of the defense, not so much. You are probably going to say the same thing I am in terms of the bad. That defense all game long, the
Yeah,
pass
really.
rush, the pass defending, the run defense, everything about it just didn't work. And it's not like the 49ers are some world beaters on offense. Yeah, they're very hot right now, but they were without Trent Williams, who got hurt on the very first play of the game. They didn't have George Kittle. You let fucking Brock Purdy do the Dougie on you 5 times. He had 5 total touchdowns, 3 passing, 2 rushing. It's just you can't do that. Fucking Christian McCaffrey. Don't get me wrong, he's all world. But man, he made you his bitch.
And that was like the best rushing game he's had all year. I mean, he
Yeah.
is amazing, but it's usually more
Well,
of a
they
finesse
were only averaging like 3.5 yards a carry
and
going
he
into
was
that
gashing
game.
us. Yeah, the effort in the defensive line. Somebody has to step up and say, you know what I mean? I'm going to anchor. Like, it's one thing to not be able to get a pass rush and get in coverage, but run defense is just an effort thing. I mean, you guys are all big and strong, and you understand what you're supposed to be doing out there. You're just getting moved around and not giving it your all. Like you said, Jalen Johnson's not tackling. Guys in the D line really aren't, you know what I mean, fitting their gaps and getting to where they're supposed to be. And that's Dennis Allen's got to figure that out. And on passing situations, we're going to have to start bringing the blitz more. I mean, and test our luck because
Yeah, well, it's kind of hard to bring the blitz when you're leaving guys on an island and Jalen Johnson isn't Jalen Johnson right now, and Deshaun Wright is a liability in coverage. CJ Gardner-Johnson can't cover the slot. Like,
yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's easy to say that, and then the week he does send pressure, I'm like, why'd you send pressure? You know,
yeah,
so it's like I
it's a
don't know.
catch-22, man.
Yeah,
It's
we'll see. They're gonna have to figure something out. This was my problem. This is why all year, all off season, all before the trade deadline, I was pounding on the table for us to possibly overpay for some kind of guy on the disruptive D line, Quentin Williams, you know, whoever that was.
we're getting Max Crosby in the
I
offseason.
think so too. But
That's happening.
it just because of this, and what's going to happen is things like this and all. You don't always get a chance. Patrick Mahomes doesn't always miss the playoffs. All these things that happen. I know we want to look worried about the future, and this is the first year of the rebuild, but you don't get to come back again. Ask Joe Burrow. Like
I
I bet it felt
understand.
like Joe Burrow felt like he was going to be back 10 times.
We are way ahead of schedule of
Yeah.
where we should be. Nobody thought we were going to be on the verge of 12 wins this year. No, nobody. Realistically, even the die hardest of Bears fans,
Oh,
realistically,
I agree.
in a scope, in a microcosm, did not expect 12 wins. But you're right. Now that it's there, we have to take advantage of it. The expectations have changed since the beginning of the season, obviously, and I agree with you 100%. Where you're looking at a playoff without Patrick Mahomes, without Joe Burrow, without Lamar Jackson, without you know what I'm saying. The Eagles don't look like the Eagles. The best team in the NFC is led by Sam Darnold right now, who we saw last year. Like nobody in the NFC. It's so wide open. Like nobody in the NFC really scares you. LA lost to Carolina on the road and then turned around and lost to Atlanta on Monday Night Football.
And they're
Like
injury prone too, man. Stafford's injury prone.
yeah,
Tuca gets hurt every
like
week.
it's just wide open. And then, now that we can segue a little bit going into this, into this week's matchup against the Lions, the 3:25 game of the week on Fox, it just it's a game where if you win, you get the number 2 seed, which means
Play the Packers.
you know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, you play the Packers, but you're getting 2 home games essentially. If you win, wild card weekend, you're getting a home division game as well. And that's big, especially if you're gonna most likely be playing an NFC West team. You want them coming out to Soldier Field, especially if it's the LA Rams. You want Matthew Stafford outside in Soldier Field in the cold. I know there was a lot of talk about possibly, resting up the starters and, doing all this other stuff to where, even if you fall to the 3 seed, you get a home playoff game against an NFC West team, and then you're probably going on the road, to Philly, a game that you already won. But I don't want to do that. I want playoff football in Chicago as much as possible. I don't want them resting their starters. I don't think Ben Johnson would. They're preparing for them to win the game, and Dan Campbell's going to bring it regardless.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
that's what I
Dan
was going to
Campbell's got
say.
nothing to play
It's a
for.
grudge match game. He's showing
Absolutely.
that. Yes,
Absolutely.
they beat our ass week 1. We took Ben Johnson. This is still a benchmark move. They want to win and say, you know what I mean? You can say whatever you want, but we beat you guys twice. So I know they're going to want to come out and win. They're petty in that. And I think Ben Johnson doesn't want to mess up our momentum. And I think if anybody's banged up, they're not going to play. But I think they're going to go out, and I think secretly they're going to try and get Caleb the 4K.
Yeah, I think you'll see Rome sit out. I think
Yes,
you'll see possibly another game without Luther Burden if that quad injury is still acting up. I think you'll see maybe they rest Jalen Johnson, maybe they rest, you know what I'm saying? Like they're if you're on the cusp, you probably won't
yeah.
play. You know what I'm
But I
saying?
think
But
we're full go. We're winning it. We're going to try and win this game, and I want this one too.
absolutely.
I'm not a fan of
Absolutely.
sitting guys. I think I'm a big guy in momentum and what happened, and I think getting a win, getting a win against Detroit could really give us a lot of momentum. And I think losing, as long as we don't get embarrassed, I don't think hurts us much.
Yeah, it's a big momentum builder going into that playoff game. You're going to need it, absolutely, especially since it is Detroit. It's a divisional game. It's not like you're playing Atlanta or, New Orleans or somebody who, you know what I'm saying,
Doesn't yes.
somebody who's not of any importance to you, really, but it's still Detroit. It's a divisional opponent. You still want to win. So I absolutely 1000% agree with you. And I think, the week 2 game, I don't think really is going to make a difference in terms of, the Bears players' minds and stuff like that. It was early in the season. It didn't seem like everybody was bought in yet. If you rewatch the tape, there was a lot of business decisions being made that game too, where, the guys weren't playing as hard, things of that nature. But I think now, this entire team has taken on the Ben Johnson personality, and they're really behind this guy. They're really behind this coach, and I think you're going to see that translate on the field on Sunday against Detroit because, like I said, like you said, it's a big momentum game. You need that momentum boost going into the playoffs because if you win, you're most likely playing Green Bay for the third time in a month, essentially. 2 games that were already, wire to wire. I'm excited for it. Like I said, two home games in the playoffs. If you can get past Green Bay in the wild card game, is going to be huge. But it's weird though because with this season, realistically, it's funny because I could see the Bears, coming out of the NFC with the way they play, but also with how wide open the NFC is and how just wonky everything is, I can also see them losing wild card weekend as well. And I'm not, even if they lose wild card weekend, I'm not going to be disappointed because, here we are, we're ahead of schedule. 12 wins, we still made it to the playoffs. This is going to be everybody's first time. This is going to be Ben Johnson's first time. This is going to be Caleb's first time. Even DJ Moore. This is going to be DJ Moore's first playoff game. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna kind of rake in my expectations a little bit come playoff time, but I don't think they're gonna lay down. I don't think, even if they lose, it's not gonna be some ass beating. You know what I'm saying? It's probably gonna be some shit, last play of the game again, last drive, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like all these playoff games that the Bears play this year, regardless, win, lose, or draw, are gonna be, close, hard fought, tough games. Um, but it's got to start with a win in Detroit. Let's build some momentum, or against Detroit. Let's build some momentum. I keep wanting to see the ground game. Like I want to see more running the football. I know Caleb threw the ball 30 something times or whatever it was, or 42 times. He threw the ball 42 times against San Francisco. I want to see more of the running game. Like I said, I want to see more Jade Walker. That kid's, I don't know. There's something about him
And we all
whenever he
like him.
steps on
It's
the
I
field.
mean, the dance is really cool. It's special. He's 6'4". He can run. He wears number 20. It's just one of those guys who grabbed our attention. I'm personally shocked when I mean, he wasn't getting any tick at all year. But like you said, it's nice to see him out there. The pushback, I won't say pushback, but disagree with you a little bit. I will be extremely disappointed if we lose in the wild card. 2 months from now, 3 months from now, we're doing our videos and we're talking draft. I don't think it'll be a sour taste in my mouth because I agree with you that we're ahead of schedule. So that, like, you know what I mean? I'd still be looking bright for the future. But I think the way the season's played out, I honestly think we are better than Green Bay. So us losing to, just especially with injuries too, with everything that's going on right now, Jordan Love's banged up, Josh Jacobs banged up. They don't have their DT. Parsons is out. Tucker Kraft's out. Like I said, Golden's a bust. Watson's banged up like usual. Um, we're better than them on paper, and we've been playing better than them. So I would be highly disappointed at home. We lost to Green Bay, and I know all those excuses or reasons, whatever you gave beforehand, everybody's first time, but um, I wouldn't be disappointed if we lost it. The next anything after that, I wouldn't be disappointed if we lose in the first round at home to Sam Darnold or Green Bay. I'll be, and I mean, just as Bears fans, um, a whole nother year of Green Bay basically saying like, you know what I mean, getting the bragging rights and just putting us back in our place, basically. And I don't want that to happen. I mean, that's just honestly what it is. I mean, I'm not a Packers fan, but we win one game, their quarterback gets hurt, we win. You know what I mean? They're already making excuses, and then we play in the first round with three or their four best players, or you know what I mean, two of their four best players hurt, and they knock us out of the playoffs. I think that would leave an extremely sour taste in my mouth. Uh, but yes, it was. So we're ahead of schedule, and you know what I mean. We'll give everybody's credit. It won't be a bad season for Ben Johnson or nor Caleb, really, or anybody. It's just you never know when. I mean, especially as Bear fan, we don't know when this is going to happen again. It's been 2018 since it happened again, so I want to make the most of what we've got going on this year and not look too far ahead in the future and say,
Oh,
well, you
I
know what I
know.
mean?
It's just there's a difference between this year and 2018. I really
Mm.
feel like this team has a lot more staying power than the 2018 team did because you got the quarterback and the coach right. Those are the two most important things in a franchise to get right is the quarterback and the coach. And you did. You
I
you,
what
you
we'll say, but they thought we had the coach right. That at that point in time, people thought Nagy was a good coach.
not when you break down exactly everybody
Yes,
knew that
after
the
the fact,
defense
hindsight.
everybody knew that the defense carried that team
Yes,
going into that year. We all knew Mitch wasn't the guy.
yes, I'll say that. I won't say he
Mitch
wasn't the
had
guy, but I think
yeah,
we
Mitch
know he
had,
wasn't Caleb.
he had flashes, you know what I'm saying? But looking at the offensive DVOA and breaking down the numbers and actually taking a look at that offense, you could see that that wasn't there. The whole thing was just kind
I
of
kind of
it
agree
was
with
kind
that,
of a
but I don't
wonky.
think nobody. I don't think in the moment in 2018 we all thought 2019 we weren't going to make the playoffs.
Well, that's what I'm saying, that this team has more staying power than the 2018 team because we know for a fact Ben Johnson is that guy. The defense is terrible and you're still winning games. Could you imagine that when the defense actually, gets their shit together and we can actually
No,
build
I agree
a
there. Yeah,
serviceable defense? The offense is dead, regardless of who is in their position player wise. I think it's proven as long as Caleb is our quarterback right now that we can run the ball and you can throw dead bodies out there and somehow Ben
no,
Johnson's gonna draw up plays
no, that
to
I agree with.
get us in a position to win a game. It's just
I
the
just want to make the
turnovers.
most out of this season. Like I
Absolutely. Well,
said, I don't want
I
to.
don't disagree with
Yeah,
you.
I don't want to be
Obviously,
like. I think sometimes we start talking about, oh, we're ahead of schedule. People are like, oh, well, what we've done so far is good enough. Maybe in 3 or 4 months I'll feel that way, but right now I don't think what we've done so far is good enough. The season isn't over. There's blood in the water, like you said. Philly's not that. We already beat Philly's ass. They're the defending champions, and in my perspective, after the way the Rams just played, personally the favorite to me because Sam Darnold is Sam Darnold. The Rams are the Rams, like I said,
I don't
Matt
know.
Stafford.
Right now, San Francisco's the favorite. If we're talking about, you just said it, Sam Darnold, and the LA
I
Rams
mean, I
are,
would say
what I'm
Brown.
saying.
Yeah, but that's what I
But
would say. Shanahan. He's going to choke it in a way.
yeah, but the
And they're banged up too.
San Francisco just beat you.
Well,
If
no.
you're gonna talk about favorites,
Well,
let's be honest,
I'm
it's
just
San
champions to the
Francisco.
champ. Well, I'm of the mindset you're the champions, you're not the champions anymore. They won last year. They won the division this year. They have a similar record as all the teams in the NFC. They were in the Super Bowl the year previous to that. So it's like the NFC is theirs until they really just fall flat on their face. They've proven even after a shaky season, they can put it together and make a run in the playoffs. Um, so that's why I'm saying they're favorite. I'm not saying I think they're the like. I'm not a huge fan of Jalen Hurts. They've been, you know what I mean. They've looked very up and down all year, but so have a lot of the teams. And
I just want everybody to temper their expectations a little. I've been saying this throughout the season. Just temper your expectations. Yes, we are ahead of schedule. Yes, the season is going a lot better than we expected to. However, if we don't make it to the NFC Championship game or we don't make it to the Super Bowl, I don't want, those Bears fans out there to be like, "Oh, this fucking season is a failure because, we had
I'll
12
agree there.
wins.
Yes,
We should have,
wild card
we
loss,
should
though.
have
I don't
won
know.
this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah." Like let's pump the brakes a little bit. Like
That I could kind of agree, get
we're
behind
gonna be fine because
if
there's gonna be Bears fans out there that are gonna say that shit, Sean.
yeah, no, I mean I'm sure yes. I just if we lose the round one of the wild card, I would be after this season my expectations are higher than that. So I
Well,
mean
yeah,
after anything after that I'm be fine with. We lose in the divisional, so be it.
let's
Um,
just let's jump ahead a little bit to the future. Let's just say the Bears finish with 12 wins. We lose in the divisional round at home to Seattle or LA or whoever the fuck we play divisional round. That's granted, this is just assuming that we win wild card weekend, which we should. Um, you're at 12 wins next year. Then what is what's your expectation then? Is it still 12 wins is a hard thing to
I'm not
come
going to
by.
say 12. I would just say to my expectation would be to run it back and win the NFC North, whatever that. But it could be 11 wins or close to that. My expectation would be make the playoffs again. Maybe I won't say got to win 12 or win the NFC North. I think moving forward, we're a playoff team. I want to be like we talked about prior to this. I would always say I want to be a team where we're going to the playoffs every year because you need a ticket. A lot of shit can happen. People get injured. You could get hot. You need a ticket to the dance. So that's what I'm worried about. And I think my expectation would be we win 10 to 12 games and make the playoffs and we win a wild card game. That's basically my expectation moving forward. Now, if we get Max Crosby, we draft a couple more guys, my expectations might go up to, I want to play in the Super Bowl. I want to make the NFC Championship. If we get Max Crosby, I'd say I want to be playing in the NFC Championship. I think anything less than that, I think based on like how much we would be invested in the team, I think would kind of.
Well, we're gonna need another corner. We're gonna need another safety or two. We're gonna need a new linebacker. We're gonna need some interior defense. We need a lot on the defense. So Max Crosby doesn't fix all of that. I'm just
what I would
saying
say is Max Crosby makes you don't need
he
as good as a linebacker. You don't need
he
as good
moves
as a
the needle.
cornerback.
He moves the needle a little bit. But you have Max Crosby's on the Raiders right now, and their defense is atrocious.
Yes, I know. But I
So
think
you know what I'm saying? Like
well,
you
that's
you
also
still
too.
need those pieces, and yeah, scheme
I'm
and
not even
coaching
gonna
and
say
stuff like that
scheme.
goes a
It's
long
just
way.
kind of
But
like their season's over. They're playing for nothing. So I think it's harder to play defense when you're playing for nothing. It's a lot of an effort thing. And so that what I would say. And normally the Raiders defense is really good because of Max Crosby and they have no bodies. I won't say really good, but it's quality. And again, maybe not Max Crosby, whatever you. Um I think another pass rusher would make TJ Edwards a lot better, would make whoever we got at corner a lot better just because people are gonna have to get the ball out quicker. We're gonna be able to put more people in coverage. We can be able to just do a lot more with the coverage when we got a guy who's a game wrecker.
well, my whole thing too is that it's so hard because you still need coverage guys because even Brock Purdy was getting the ball out faster than he has all season long, with those quick passes. To where really it doesn't matter who's on the defensive line. If you don't have guys that can cover in the 2.5 seconds that he's getting rid of the ball or tackle or want to make a tackle, it's not going to matter who the fuck is rushing the passer because
No, I
you
don't
know what I'm
agree. I mean,
saying?
yes.
It's just
And
been that's why I'm so frustrated, Sean. I'm a defensive guy. That's why I'm so frustrated watching this team. I love watching the offense, but watching the piss poor effort on defense with tackling, something as simple as tackling. And we talked about it. That play, in Green Bay, where three defenders couldn't, bring down Josh Jacobs. They had him, and they just it's been like that all season long. There's 2, 3, 4 plays a game where you're watching this defense and you're like, how the fuck did that guy get away? Or how did that guy get that open? And it's just, it boggles my mind with
yes,
some of
they're
these
gonna have to
guys,
lock in.
especially with how high paid they are.
Yes,
We're paying them
we
like they're
spent a lot of
superstars, and
money on
they're
the
not.
defense. And I want to say lucky, but we've been blessed with the turnovers and they've been getting
Yes.
them, creating them. I don't even like using the word blessed because I mean, LaShawn Wright's literally ripping the ball out of people's hands and you know what I mean, one-on-one jump ball, and it's not like they're falling in their lap, but that is not sustainable. Guys like Brock Purdy aren't going to turn it over 3 times because we got one. We won the turnover battle. That's not enough. How bad our
Nope.
defense is playing. So we need 2 or 3. And I mean, I know Matt Stafford just did it, but more than likely he's not going to throw you 3 interceptions.
No.
You know, like
Sam
Jordan
Darnold
Love,
might.
Sam Darnold, my Jordan Love's not going to throw 3 interceptions. So they've got to nut up and get some stops. And in the beginning of the
Well,
season, they've got
Toyotathon is over.
to.
So now Jordan Love can,
Well, he's
he
coming back
can.
from concussion. He'll be a little. And again, they're missing people. Um, Go ahead.
Speaking of defense, I messaged you this earlier. Let's get this on camera. Granted, he's going to clear waivers. Do the Bears make an attempt to bring in Diggs?
Like I said to you, I don't see why not. When they signed Gardner Johnson, I was thinking the same thing. Like, what's the harm? And it seemed to work out. They found a place for him. I think Trayvon Diggs and Deshaun Wright are a very similar player. If you match them up 1-on-1 and put them in jump ball scenarios, they do good. But they both on an island guarding a guy who's doing double moves or running short routes. They're not very good. But I mean, why not take a flyer on him? He's a ex Pro Bowler. I mean, he caught a lot of interceptions in the past. Maybe a change of scenery is what he needed, or a different coaching staff. Maybe you were talking about him and Al Harris got a connection. I don't see why not. What's the
Al
harm?
Harris, he's been with Al Harris the last 5 years prior to this year.
Yeah.
So I would think that he's kind of high up on the list for, teams that he wants to play for, because his agent did come out and say he would prefer to go to a team that, was going to the playoffs. So I wouldn't mind seeing it. Plus, I know there was talks about, some of the coaches and stuff out there were talking about, him in the like the video room, and he's lost his legs and stuff like that. We still need help at safety.
Yeah.
Who knows if Kyler Gordon is going to be back to, what I'm saying, healthy at least. He's going to take a little while to get acclimated when he does get back. So you could probably throw a guy like him at safety, or,
And run him out. I mean,
corner.
Brisker's not going to be back next year, like you said. I like Brisker a lot. He plays a lot of energy, but we come from a different era where we like strong safeties, but really in the NFL, there's really no place for him. You really got to be a coverage guy. It's nice when you come up and you can stick somebody and blitz and all that, but more times than not, you're going to be out on an island with a guy and you've got to make plays in coverage, and he just gets exposed time and time after again.
He misses so many tackles for a strong safety in the box. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yes, it's sometimes he's just too high of a motor and he can't throttle down and make the tackles. So maybe we could find a spot for Diggs at safety. I think that'd be a good idea. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Big game against the Lions, a grudge match. Ben Johnson versus his old team. Detroit's out. They're not going to give up.
They like to play spoiler.
Yeah, they like to play spoiler. I'm sure they would like to send us into the playoffs on a bad footing. And I'm looking forward to see it. Hopefully, like I said, I think they're going to go out there and try and get Caleb the 4K record, or first time for the Bears passer. I'm sure they won't ever say it, but I think secretly everybody wants that. Bears fans know it. It's something that's been joked about for the last 20 years, 15, 20 years. And our time is now. So I'd like to, and I want to see Caleb get off head into the playoffs, keep the momentum he's going. He's been really slinging it lately. His completion percentage has been a lot higher. He's been hitting a lot of the shorter stuff. He's been playing, like Ben Johnson said, his best football in December, and I'm excited to go into the playoffs the way Caleb has been playing. If you guys are still tuned in this long and you've been watching this whole time, I was a big Justin Fields guy, and I wasn't super high on Caleb, but as you know, I'm loyal to my guys, and he has won me over. He's so much better. He isn't any of a diva like we thought he was going to be, and he looks like he's going to be the real deal. Matt Eberflus was clearly holding him back, and Ben Johnson has gotten something up out of him. But he's special, and a lot of these guys in his quarterback class is. And even with that, I mean, we like Drake May a lot, but we haven't seen Drake May put to the test. Caleb's got 6 comeback wins this season. He had a couple last year too. And he could have had 8 realistically. It came down to the last play.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know me. I like you said, I was a huge fan of Drake May. Like you said, if people have been watching us for this long, they know Drake May was my 1A, Caleb Williams was my 1B. Like, I had those guys neck and neck throughout the entire draft process. I would have been okay with either or. I really wanted Drake May. I really liked Drake May.
And you were right. I wasn't super high on him, and it looks like, I mean, barring something crazy, Drake May's gonna be the MVP. I mean, Matt Stafford just had a horrible game, unless Matt Stafford goes crazy. But I'm pretty sure in DraftKings, Drake May's the favorite right now, and they're gonna,
Caleb's third.
yeah,
Caleb's
Caleb's,
third in betting.
yeah, and I think, I mean, Drake May, they're playing the Dolphins, so he's gonna go out and light them up, and I think, like we're trying to get him this 4K, I'm pretty sure the Pats are gonna try and get him that MVP, and I think he's gonna
Well,
win it. And Bo Nix has got what? He's gonna have 13 wins,
yeah.
um, the most, and he's got like the most ever wins by a second year quarterback. Um, Future is very bright for the NFL and these guys. And then Jaden Daniels obviously got hurt. Hopefully, it's not an RG3 thing. We can knock on wood, but I mean, he's
Well,
special.
that was my concern with him coming out of college too. Was just it was his availability. I thought he was going to be frail because he's tall and thin. He wasn't going to be able to take the hits.
Well,
He's
he's just running too much because he can throw.
he's very talented.
Yes.
There's no denying Jaden Daniels' talent. He is a very talented quarterback. But when you're that thin in the league where you have 300 pound men running at you and every hit that you take is like getting into a minor car accident, that kind of body's not going to hold up. It's just not. So you know what I'm saying? You Jaden Daniels this off season, he's gotta start eating some red meat, get into the weight room. He's you know what I'm saying? He's got to put on 20 or 30 pounds. And he'll be fine. If he does
That is
that,
what's lost in translation because Caleb's a thick kid. Like
he's a stocky dude. He's
yeah,
what, 6'1", 6'2",
yeah,
230?
yeah. He's got to
Like,
build on. He's been that gets lost. Has been extremely healthy. He protects himself well. He's taken a couple bad sacks. I know T.J. Watt tried to fucking put him in the torture rack. But besides that, he does a pretty good job of protecting himself. And again, like I said, Caleb has been special. The future is bright in Chicago. I think, barring any kind of crazy injury, we're going to have a nice little run of relevancy, I'll say. I mean, who knows if we win a Super Bowl a lot. There's been a lot of great teams and great quarterbacks who never got one. But I think for the time being, the next 5 to 10 years, we'll be in the conversation. I think Caleb's got an MVP or two in his future. Um, and I think Ben Johnson's got a coach or a year or two in his future. I mean, he might, depending on how this last week goes, he might be able to get it. I mean, it's a toss up between him and Mike Vrabel, I think, at this point. Uh, but I think they might get a clean sweep with the MVP from Vrabel and the MVP for May and then the coach of the year for Vrabel.
give me your week 18 final score prediction, Bears Lions.
Bears Lions. I'm gonna say Bears 34, Lions 24.
Yeah, I think you hit the button if they're playing all game. Um, because does Philly play before Chicago?
I think we
Do
play
the
at noon. I
Eagles?
think they both play at noon.
No, the Bears and Lions are a 3:25
Oh,
game.
let's see. Okay, I was just looking. Actually, I made a bet. Let's see.
So I don't know if the Eagles play Saturday night or if they play the whole game. I think you're right. I think they go for 4,000 yards. I think they go for the 270, and it's a high scoring game. I think 30 points is in the realm of possibility there. If Philly loses, I think and they play before the Bears and Philly loses. I think you see possibly the starters play the first half.
They play at the same time. They both play at 3:20.
Okay, so they both play. So never mind. They're gonna play the whole game.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna say Bears 31, Lions 28. Just because I feel like this offense or this defense can't stop anybody right now, and the
that is
Lions
true.
offense is still really good. It's still really good, regardless. I mean, Jameer Gibbs is amazing.
He's amazing
Jared
against
Goff,
bad defenses, and that's what we have. So
yeah, and Jared Goff is still, you know what I'm saying? Like he's still a very serviceable quarterback. Amon-Ra St. Brown is still Amon-Ra St. Brown. He always eats when he's playing Chicago. So I'm gonna say 31-28 Bears.
yes, just keep Aiden Hutchinson off Caleb, and I'm fine
Yeah,
with
oh
whatever they
God,
do.
yeah.
Yes.
One thing I did want to talk about real quick before we end this, because there is no factor cap or really no dog of the week this week. I completely shit the bed when it came to stuff. I want to talk about the NFC South a little bit. So, Atlanta kind of threw a wrench into the big winner take all game, week 18 for the Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because now if Atlanta goes and beats the Saints, it doesn't matter who wins the game on Sunday night between the Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
They're in.
because then there's a three-way tie at 8 and 9, and Carolina automatically advances because in a three-way tie, it's about like division,
If
like total
Carolina
division wins.
loses,
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, like if Carolina loses, if Atlanta wins, if Atlanta beats the Saints, Carolina goes to the playoffs, regardless if they win or lose. Regardless, because of a three-way team tiebreaker, a three-team tiebreaker at the division, Carolina automatically advances.
wouldn't the wait? If the Panthers win, they'd be 9-8 though.
But what I'm saying is if they lose,
Oh,
it does. If Atlanta beats New Orleans, it does not matter if Carolina loses. If they lose, they will still go to the playoffs.
oh, okay. If they lose,
You know what I'm saying?
okay.
So that's what
So
I'm
that
saying
game
is
doesn't matter.
yes, it does not matter. It will not
Okay.
matter at all because
What
nobody
time?
thought Atlanta was going to beat LA. Nobody thought
What
LA was
time
going
is
to lose
that
that game.
game at? Let's see.
It's in Tampa, and I believe it's Sunday Night Football.
I thought it was earlier than that.
No, it's Sunday. Because they changed it. They
Oh, the
they
Falcons is at noon. Well, why
yeah.
would they put it before? The Falcons is at
Be,
noon.
because the Week 18 schedule came out before Monday Night Football did. It came
Oh
out after the Bears game. It came out after Sunday Night Football because nobody thought Atlanta was going to win that
no,
game against LA.
Carolina's playing before. They're
Do they
playing
play
Saturday
Saturday
night.
night?
Yeah, they're playing Saturday at
Okay.
3, not
So
Saturday.
if Carolina loses that game,
They got to root for the
um,
Falcons.
they got to root for the Falcons. It's fucking crazy. I get wanting to reward division winners, but if you have like the NFL's got to do something to where an 8 and 9 team does not host a playoff game. I don't like I don't know. I
To
guess
what? Just the best records?
but see that's kind of hard too because if you let's just say let's just for shits and giggles let's just say that three teams from like the NFC West, right? You got three teams that are all possibly going to be at 12 wins or higher. And the same could be said for the NFC North last year, where Detroit had 15, Detroit won 15-2, Minnesota won 14-3. So let's just say, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you were to do that, if you were to do, rank 1 through 7 or whatever it is that fair? Like, is that still fair? Because you got teams that didn't win the division. Like, if you had, let's say, like with the Bears had the number 2 seed.
Well, I mean, I honestly think it's fair because who gives a fuck about like you already got a free bid for winning your division, but who cares if you won your division? Like the NFC playoff seeding is based on the NFC, like how good you did in the NFC as a whole, and you winning your division might be a blessing, and if they suck, that was like a good thing. So it's like you're getting double bonus. You get a home game and you get a free playoff bid because your division sucks. So
Yeah, but if you're looking at it like if you're like the Bears, right? Let's just say San Francisco and Seattle, perfect example. The loser of this game because they're both at 12 wins or whatever. So let's just say San Francisco loses this game against Seattle. They have the head-to-head over Chicago, so they would get the number 2 seed over the Bears or over the Eagles or whatever. They would be the number 2 seed. So is that so now? You know what I'm saying?
I
Now
would
that they
personally,
did,
especially in this situation, I would be fine with it. They literally just beat us. So it's like, what argument could we have? Like, oh, they both got the same record, but because they had a team in their division better than you get a home
so
game.
is that what we should do then instead
I
of
think
this
so.
whole division
I
thing?
like now we
Just
kind
do
of
1 through 7.
yeah do 1 through 7 because I don't think most scenarios. I'm sure there we like could think of one where I might think it might be unfair. But the one you just gave, like with us, like is a good example. Not and obviously I would love the Bears to host the game, but let's say you're like you said, the 49ers lose, they have a higher record, they have the same record as us, so they have the tiebreaker, so they would be above us. I don't think I would have a gripe saying like if they're like the 49ers host a playoff game, your division winning your division doesn't matter. You guys played head to head. I think it might get weird if like the other teams never played, but I think in a scenario where you guys both played, like I don't see why. But it's interesting. We've been doing it this way so long time, but I really I'm not a huge. I know it matters in gambling and stuff like that, but I really don't care who's at home or away. I think the best team wins regardless, or whoever gets hot. And I'm sure being at home helps a little bit, but Football's football. You know what I mean? If you're playing at Lambeau, you're playing wherever.
Well, here's the thing too, is would they do like let's say a team is tied like for the playoffs, they have the same record. Would they, as part of the tiebreaker, instead of head to head, would they do placement in the division? So
Yeah,
like,
or head to head would be first, and then like division winner sure could be one of them. But I think the first one, I think that is a good point that he should be seed by record, and then if you're tied, it would be head to head first. If you guys played, obviously, like I said, with the 49ers and Bears, 49ers will get it. And if not, maybe division winner would be second. All right, if you won the division, if you guys are tied and you didn't play head to head, like you said, division ranking. And obviously, if you won the division and they didn't, then that would rank you higher than them and you would go over.
yeah,
But I do think that we could get creative. This doesn't happen all the time where we have a sub 500 team who makes it. Usually they're barely 500 or 500 at least. But I do think sometimes it's kind of silly. But at the end of the day, I don't really think in the NFL home run. I mean, sometimes in situations where if like you got a dome and you got fucking Matt Stafford as your quarterback, sure. But most of the time, you're gonna win. You're gonna win.
fair enough.
Well, all
But that's
right.
all I got.
All we got a nice long video. Again, I didn't talk about it. We got another 1,000 subs. We're up to 14K now. We are
Holy
really
shit.
cruising. Like I said, we appreciate all the support. You guys watching the shorts. I've been making a lot of them. And I'm going to continue that, but hopefully that boils over to you guys tuning in weekly. We're doing a lot better on the weekly show as well. But we appreciate all the engagement in the shorts and our videos, whatever. And like I said, again, like, follow, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week.
See you next week.
Adios.
Hey, will you send me that link for the YouTube like video thing
Yeah,
again?
once it's up, yep.